So I thought our spring practice was really productive. I think anytime you get into the spring, the main thing that you're trying to do, one, is stay healthy, which we did, but two, is really form your identity. You obviously have a new team and new players that are stepping up, and you want to make sure on both sides of the ball that you're staying with the identity that you want to be about from a physical standpoint, from a mental toughness standpoint. And I thought we made great strides from practice 1 to practice 15. And some new guys that hadn't had a lot of repetition. They were able to get tons of reps, and I think they surprised us in a lot of ways. I like our team. I like our mindset, leading into our summer program.
Coach, you completed spring practice with your spring game on March 3rd. What's your biggest takeaway from the spring?
I think the biggest takeaway is that we do have a hungry team. Losing a lot of players is challenging, especially as good as they were on the field, and more importantly, is the leaders they were off of it. But I think we've got a lot of young players that are excited about the opportunity before them, and it was good to see them get in and get a lot of action, get a lot of reps to see how they developed. And we've got a ways to go from a development standpoint, but the hunger and the want to is there, and the desire, which is a big plus.
You graduated 9 All-Sun Belt selections from last year. Who has impressed you in the spring practice that could take on a larger role this season?
Well, I think there's a couple people that that stood out from a perspective. Hey, this guy's really worked hard to put himself in a good position. One on the defensive side of the ball is Gerard Clark. Gerard has played last year quite a bit, but was inconsistent. But he's really put himself in as far as conditioning shape, as far as just his mental toughness, and really being a leader. He's really stepped up on the defensive side of the ball. I think he's going to be a big contributor, but a great leader for us on the defensive side of the ball. And then offensively, one of the guys that really stood out this spring was Reese White. I think Reese coming back, that was a honorable mention type guy that really needs to take the next step from a running back standpoint. His leadership role, the way he put himself in a position this year to be the main guy, I really liked what he did for us this spring.
What does the return of 2-time Sun Belt Player of the Year quarterback Grayson McCall mean for your program?
Well, anytime you got a guy that's a Player of the Year is a big deal, and for him to win it back-to-back and to still be back, on his third year. Just when you have that position, somebody there that you can really count on and trust, that's a big deal. And he's been a heck of a player. But what we're impressed with is he's really trying to take more ownership off the field and really be the true leader of this football team. And guys look to him for that. And to have him back, and when we're going to have some young guys at some different places, to have his calmness, his leadership ability is big for us as we continue to try to grow our program.
Tight end Isaiah Likely has his name all over the Coastal Carolina record books and is widely regarded as one of the top NFL draft prospects at his position. What makes him such a special player?
Well, I think from just his physical tools, being as big as he is and can really, really run, and his ball skills are second to none. And so he's such a matchup nightmare, especially in our league, where the way he can run and just catch the football. But I think really what made him turn him into a special player is he never was adamant about, hey, you have to give me so many catches, I have to get so many touches. He really wanted to win and do whatever it took to win. That's what he cared about more than anything. There were some games he caught a lot of passes, or some games he didn't catch as many. Probably my fault, didn't get him enough. But he never complained, and he wanted to win and do what it takes to win. And I think that's what makes him unique, is that he's going to get in a system in the NFL, and he'll go out and work hard on any of it. And whether he catches 10 balls or whether he catches 0, at the end of the day, as long as his team's winning, he's happy, and that's what made him so special for us.
This could be just the second time in program history that 2 Coastal Carolina players are selected in the same NFL draft, last time in 2014. What have you seen from players like defensive lineman Jeffrey Gunter and wide receiver Javion Hailey that would translate at the next level?
Well, I hope we can get 2 guys drafted. Hopefully more than that. But I do think we have a great group of people that have the opportunity to continue playing. You talk about Jeff and just the ability for him to get off the edge and rush the passer. but also be a great run stopper. He's a complete player, for our bandit or the rush defensive end, and he's capable of getting after the quarterback and also dropping into pass coverage. And so I think that's what makes him unique with his size and length. And then you look at a Javion Hailey, who was just arguably the most productive receiver in the history of our program. And we've had some really good receivers that played in the NFL for a while. And what made him so special is that you knew on the third down, you knew where he was going to be. You could trust him to make the big play in a big moment. And both of those guys love winning, and they were great selfless teammates, and that's what made them unique and special. And I think when they get their opportunity at the next level, is what's going to help them make a team, because they'll do whatever it takes to help their team be successful.